amendments to Section 11, Corporate Term under Revised Corporation Code, which took effect February 23, 2019. So ano nga ba ang nakalagay sa Section 11, Corporate Term under the Old Corporation Law? So according to the Old Corporation Law, a corporation shall exist for a period of not exceeding 50 years from the date of incorporation, unless sooner dissolved or unless said period is extended. The corporate term, as originally stated in the Articles of Incorporation, may be extended for a period not exceeding 50 years in any single instance by any amendment of the Articles of Incorporation, in accordance with this code, provided that no extension can be made earlier than 5 years prior to the original or subsequent expiry date, unless there are justifiable reasons for an early extension as may be determined by the Securities and Exchange Commission. So, i-summarize natin yung corporate term under Section 11 of the Old Corporation Code. So, dito, ang corporate term natin shall exist for a period of 50 years from the date of incorporation, unless sooner dissolved or period is extended, or pwede din kung whatever the term fixed under the Articles of Incorporation. And this can be renewed for another 50 years by amending the Articles of Incorporation. Want to extend the corporate term, you have 5 years prior to the original or subsequent expiry date to renew it. But under the Revised Corporation Code, ito yung mga binago that pertains to the corporate term. So, ang corporate term ng isang kumpanya, meron silang option of perpetual existence unless its Articles of Incorporation provides otherwise or may fixed term na provide doon sa Articles of Incorporation. There is no automatic perpetual existence since the corporation has an option of, again, number 1, fixed term or perpetual existence, which should be provided doon sa Articles of Incorporation nila. If under the Articles of Incorporation, silent, wala nakalagay ng term ng corporation, it is deemed perpetual in existence. So what about those corporation organized before the effectivity of the Revised Corporation Code? What happens to them? They are deemed to have automatic perpetual existence without having to amend the Articles of Incorporation to approve the extension of the corporate term, unless the stockholders elect the term of the corporation. If they don't do anything, it is deemed extended from term to perpetual existence. Dahil may change doon sa corporate term nung corporation, will it affect the appraisal right of the stockholder? Yes, it will affect the appraisal right of the stockholder. Ba ang appraisal right? Pag sinabing appraisal right, it is the right of any stockholder of a corporation to descend and demand payment of the fair value of his shares if there is amendment to the Articles of Incorporation that has an effect of changing or restricting the rights of any stockholders or class of shares, or authorizing preference in any respect superior to those outstanding shares of any class, or there is extending or shortening of term of the corporation or corporate existence. And then number 3, in case of sale, lease, exchange, transfer, mortgage, pledge, or any other disposition of all or substantially all of the corporate property and assets. So, doon lang pwedeng i-exercise yung appraisal right. So, since we are talking about the corporate existence or term, so it will affect the appraisal right of the stockholder. So, any stockholder may exercise the appraisal right at any time when there is automatic perpetual existence. This is to demand the fair market value of his shares if he dissent. If the stockholders elect the term, stockholders are not entitled to exercise his appraisal right. So, ang appraisal right po, pwede lang siya i-exercise kung there is automatic perpetual existence. Pero kung ang mga stockholders nag-elect sila ng term nung company nila, yung appraisal right ay hindi ma-exercise. So, does appraisal right apply to a non-stock corporation? No, because appraisal right does not apply in a non-stock corporation. Wala pong appraisal right ang non-stock corporation. Isa din sa changes sa corporate term is the period to extend the corporate term. So, sa old corporation code, 5 years yung period to extend the corporate term. Sa revised corporation code, it reduced to 3 years. So, 3 years lang ang meron ng company to extend the corporate term. So, the extension of the corporate term shall take effect on the day following the original subsequent expiry date. So, under the old corporation code, if the term is expired, it says there that the corporation is ipso facto dissolved, meaning automatically dissolved. But under the revised corporation code, if the term is expired, it removed the ipso facto phrase because the corporation is given an option to file a petition for revival of the corporation. Upon approval of the SEC of a certificate of revival of corporate existence, it shall be issued or given a perpetual existence, except if the application for revival provides otherwise. What are the remedies when the specific term of a corporation has expired? There are 2 remedies. Number 1, file a petition for the revival of the corporate existence, but here you have to pay fines or penalty. And then number 2, reincorporation, means you are putting up the same corporation with the same name and purposes and incorporators. What about the property and asset of the dissolved corporation? What will happen to it? So, ang mangyayari doon, you may assign the properties or asset as contribution of the stockholders to the new corporation na gagawin nyo. Again, as a recap, the changes under the revised corporation code that pertains to the corporate term are, number 1, there is perpetual existence unless its articles of incorporation provide. So, there are 2 options, fixed term or perpetual existence. Then, number 2, yung pag-extend ng corporate term, it reduces to 3 years compared to the old code, it is 5 years. Then, if the term is expired, hindi siya automatic expired under the revised corporation code kasi meron siyang dalawang remedies. File a petition for the revival of the corporate existence or reincorporation. Word for the day, guys, James 1:5, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given unto him. So, kahit na mahirap yung pagre-review, let us just ask wisdom from God and guidance that He will guide us through our review. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and have a blessed day.